This conference will now be recorded.
Hello guys, welcome to Kumar Consulting. So guys, here in this session, we are going to continue. I'm going to cover a topic called project phase. It is also called SAP methodology. Now, what happened guys, yesterday, what we have seen yesterday, like I explained about SAP in the sense I've given certain introductions about SAP, what is this SAP and all. And apart from this, I also explained types of project. How many types of SAP projects are there? So in that, I said like we are having implementations project, we are having rollout project, we are having upgrade project, and we are having support project. So what I said, like in live classes, I'll cover implementations project. Why? Because implementations means A to Z. A to Z means everything is going to be covered in implementations, and that is why everybody, whenever you guys goes for interviews and all, then people expect that the candidate should have knowledge of implementations. Why? Because they know that implementations means they are going to configure each and everything, and they will be having knowledge of each and every topic. Okay, so now if we talk about an implementation project, guys, then this implementations, what is this implementations? Implementations means the first time installations of SAP in any particular organization, right? First installations of SAP in particular organizations. Now, so okay, so if you talk about this implementations project, then what will happen? This project, like it's not like that within few days it's going to be completed, guys. It will take time, and most likely it takes 7 months, 8 months, 9 months, even a year. Also depends upon the size of the organizations. It takes time. So now here, this implementation project is going to be segregated in certain phases. What are those phases, guys? That I'll explain, and what are the activities are going to happen? Those things also I'll explain, because very important questions are going to be asked during interview from this phases and all. So candidate must be having perfect idea about those things. Okay, now, so if we talk about this, look at it. So this project phase, or so-called implementations project phase, is also called ASAP methodology. ASAP methodology. It's a kind of methodology, guys, which is going to accelerate the speed of our implementations, and which is why it is called ASAP methodology. Stand for what? Accelerated SAP methodology. Okay, even it is called ASAP roadmap methodology also. What is this roadmap? ASAP roadmap methodology, guys. Roadmap in the sense, look at here, like step by step, we are going to from one destinations to other destinations, then like from 1 to 2, then 3, then 4, and finally we are going to reach out our destinations here, right? So if somebody says like ASAP methodology or ASAP roadmap methodology or project phases, all are same. Okay, so it is going to be segregated in 5 phases. And what are those phases, guys? These are like project preparations, business blueprint, realizations, final preparations, go live, and support. So what activities are going to happen in these all phases, that I'll explain. We all know, guys, that if you talk about like any what to say, task or any assignment, this implementation is what, guys? It's a project. What is this project? Project is nothing but a task or assignment, right? Everybody, like you're a SAP consultant, so your assignment is what? Your assignment is related to SAP itself, right? Now, if somebody is, let's suppose, people belong to different industries and all. If you talk about some engineers and all, they will be having a different assignment to constructions of building or bridge or roads. So those activities are also going to be segregated in certain phases, guys. Right? In first phase, this much work supposed to be done. In second phase, this much. If you talk about a building construction itself, what will happen in first phase? Like they're going to, whatever the foundation is there, that is supposed to be completed. Then pillarings will be taking place in the second phase. Third phase, like all they're going to construct the walls and all. Fourth phase, doors and windows. Likewise, what is happening? Finally, they are going to go for inauguration of the building. It means the ownership is going to be transferred to whoever, what to say, the final ownership is going to be given to the people who has invested in that, who has bought these flats and all, right? So now here, so with the help of this phases, whatever the activities are there, if we are going to segregate in certain phases, then what will happen, guys? Because there will be a deadline for every activities. Like let's suppose I said building constructions, they have also like promised to the customers that we are going to deliver this, in the sense this constructions will be completed in 2.5 years or in 3 years. So as per that, they have segregated the entire phase. Like okay, in 2 months first phase supposed to be completed, in 4 months second phase supposed to be completed, and this is how finally they are going to achieve their objective. Now, in the same way, even if you talk about this ASAP methodology, guys, so with the help of ASAP methodology, once we are going to segregate this, our entire project in this 5 phases and all, then what will happen? Even because we will be also having what to say, commitment with the client that the project must be completed within 7 months or 8 months or 9 months, right? So this negotiation will happen at higher level, guys. Generally, if you talk about a particular project, okay, so if you talk about the particular project, guys, now what is happening? Okay, I'll just give a brief explanation about how the SAP projects are coming to any organizations. Though our involvement is not there in those what to say things and all, because in that like a different team is involved. And if you talk about negotiations and discussion with the client, then in that higher level management will involve, like whoever the are there, those consultant will not be having direct involvement with the negotiations or with discussions or how the projects are coming in these things and all. Now, if we talk about like how the projects are coming to any organizations, let's suppose I'll talk about my organizations. So there, what is happening, guys? Now this entire, okay, just take example of a particular country. So say for example, India. It's not a small country, right? So now what is happening? Okay, so now this, okay, so they have segregated this entire country in different zone, different zone, right? This is like north zone, south zone, east zone and west zone, and one central zone is also there. So in that, like they have segregated in 5 zone. 5 zone means what? Like in a north zone, certain states are going to come. In south zone, certain south zone means certain state will be there. Like 4 states will be there in south zone. Like Tamil Nadu is there, Kerala is there, Karnataka is there, Andhra is there. If you talk about center, then MP is there, Chhattisgarh is there, even Telangana also they have added in this one itself. Likewise, we are having West zone means Gujarat is there, Maharashtra is there, Rajasthan is there. Likewise, they have segregated. So now here, what is happening is, since if you talk about the geography, then this all states are having huge and huge areas are there, and multiple companies are operating its businesses and all. Now, what is happening? First of all, the first thing come into picture is the survey team. Survey team means there'll be a team which will keep on visiting, they'll keep on roaming in the market and all, and they are going to identify the prospective clients. First of all, they'll make a survey. They are going to find out, okay, like which are the clients, like how many people, how many organizations are there where still they're not using SAP. Okay, so searching for the client doesn't mean that they are going to list out even a small organizations also, guys. And that also certain criteria are there they have to follow. Like, let's suppose uh, they are going to consider only organizations, whichever organizations, if any organizations is having more than 500 crores of revenue, let's suppose, right? If any organizations which is having less than 500 crore revenues, they will not consider those organizations, right? So they'll be having certain criteria that the organizations which is having more than 500 crore or more than 400 crore or more than 1000 crores, every organizations we have will have might be different limits, but almost like on an average 500 crores, 400 crores organizations, worth of organizations they'll include. So organizations which is having 500 crores, they'll say that, okay, this is a medium-sized organization, and these people will be able to afford the cost which involve to implement SAP and all. So now they are going to make a market survey, and let's suppose they are going to list out the companies where the revenue is more than 500 crore, but still they are using different ERP. Now, which team will come into picture after that? So survey team is going to make out a list, not only for these, only the new organizations which is not having SAP, even for other organizations also. Other organizations means, let's suppose they are going to, even they will list out the organizations which is already implemented this SAP, but taking support from different organizations. So that is also a prospective customer, because right now, let's suppose there is an organization called XYZ Limited, okay, which is having this SAP, they are using SAP. Now here what will happen, guys? Let's suppose in this organization, SAP was implemented few years back. Right now they are taking support from Infosys. Okay, and with Infosys they are having a contract of 3 years or 4 years. So those 4 years are going to be expired. So what will happen, guys? So the sales and marketing team is there. These people will be having this data and all that, okay, in so and so organizations, whatever the contract is there is going to be expired. So if the contract is going to be expired, once again, client will invite, again, new quotations from every organization. Okay, now for this upcoming 4 years. So every organizations are going, they'll be going for the bidding and all. Bidding in the sense like whoever organizations are going to quote less amount with weather services and all. Not only less amount, guys, multiple parameters will be there. Based on that, it's client who is going to decide. So the survey team will be able to identify the prospective clients in the market. Okay, wherever they find like there is a scope of getting project in the sense implementations or support, whichever kind of project, they are going to prepare a list and they are going to hand over to sales and marketing team. Now the sales and marketing team, guys, if we talk about SAP sales and marketing team, whichever the members are there of the part, which is the part of sales and marketing team, well qualified people, and that too with knowledge of SAP, will be the part of those team. Highly qualified people will be there in this sales and marketing team. Why? Because now what will happen, guys? Ultimately, it's the responsibility of these people to bring new project. So they should have a very strong convincing power, right? So now what is happening? Once they got the list and all, then sales and marketing team, they will take the appointment. Let's suppose in Tata Motors, they will take the appointment and they will go and they'll be having a meeting with the high level people. Okay, why high level people, guys? Because ultimately these are the people who is having decision making capacity and all, right? And whatever the uniqueness of SAP is there, right? So uniqueness of SAP means what? If the sales and marketing team is going to visit, and if they started explaining to the higher level management, then most likely they are going to explain the things like how you will be having better control on your ground level employees, right? How you guys are going to identify their mistakes, who has done this, how, like certain mistakes and all the multiple things are going to be explained. So now here what is happening, guys, management always they want to have a good hold on their employees and all, right? If somebody has made any mistake also, then we are having multiple opportunity during audit and all, how easily they are going to find out and all, and who has made this mistake, this is also can be. So this is how what will happen, guys, management is going to be impressed. Yes, this is a very good ERP where we are having multiple such kind of functionality, right? Even these people, whatever the sales and marketing team is there, they will be having some idea about the other ERPs also, and most likely whenever they go and visit the client locations, then they will be having their homework also. Homework in the sense like whatever the existing ERP is there, that they know that okay, this ERP is going to be used in Tata Motor right now. So they will already prepare around 100 of loopholes about the existing ERP, and these all things they are going to address, that these things we are going to deliver in SAP, these things we are going to deliver in SAP, such kind of loophole is there in current ERP which is not there in SAP. This is how they are going to compare and all, and then finally what will happen, they will, it's a kind of brainwash itself, right? So now what is happening, let's suppose after some time client will be convinced, okay? So in terms of, if we talk about ERP, of course there is no doubt that SAP is having like uh, compared to other ERP, of course, it is best ERP in the market. But even the organizations have to think about related to the cost also, because in implementations, huge and huge cost is also involved, right? So now let's suppose after some time, if the client is decided, if the Tata Motor is decided that okay, we'll go for SAP implementations. So if Tata Motor decided to go for SAP implementation, it doesn't mean that they are going to give this implementation project directly to, let's suppose, Wipro Technology. Okay, why? Because Wipro is having sales and marketing team. It doesn't mean that other organizations are not there. Other organizations are also there having, they are also having the same team, because there are lots of competitors are there in the market. Infosys is there, TCS is there, IBM is there, Accenture is there, Capgemini, right? Nowadays, multiple. If I talk about the big organizations, hundreds of organizations can be counted here on the finger itself. I'm talking about big companies, renowned companies, right? So, and medium size means thousands of such kind of organizations you'll be having, which is having hardly 2 projects or 3 projects or 4 projects, and they are running organizations with only 100 employees, 200 employees, 300 employees, right? So multiple organizations, multiple players are there in the market, guys, but even multiple projects are also there in the market. So now, so we are talking about how the project comes to any organization. So now here what is happening, guys? Finally, the client is going to, so this Tata Motor will be having multiple options, right? They can go with Wipro, they can go with Infosys, they can go with TCS, IBM, Accenture. So they are going to invite quotations from every organization. They are going to invite quotations from every organization. Quotations means what? These people are going to quote a price that, let's first right? So likewise, Infosys. Okay. So Accenture. Okay. So let's suppose they are going to invite quotations from several organizations. Might be 5, 6, 7, 8. Everybody are going to quote certain price with certain, what to say, multiple things they are going to specify in the quotations, that we are going to charge, let's suppose 20 crore for this implementations. In that, like say for example, 1 year support will be given free of cost. Likewise, multiple other things are going to be specified in the quotations. So now what will happen, guys? The Tata Motor management, these people are going to finalize the quotations. Okay. And what will happen once they finalize the quotation? Say for example, they decided that okay, project goes to Wipro Technology. Okay, so finalizing the quotation doesn't mean that only cost involved in that. Even like other conditions are also there. So they finalize, okay, Wipro Technology, we are going to invite Wipro Technology to do this implementation. Then what will happen once the project is decided that it goes to Wipro Technology? Then Wipro Technology is going to send a team of senior people. Okay, a team of senior people. What is this team, guys? This team is called COE, Center of, sorry, it's, yeah, COE, Center of Excellence team. Center of Excellence, it's not a standard of what to say words and all, guys. Different organizations might have different name and all. It means like a team of senior people is going to visit the client location. Why? Because okay, project is decided, right? But with the client, multiple terms and conditions are going to be discussed, right? Client will be having various concerns, so they are going to discuss all those things. Like, okay, the project duration, how much it is going to take. Client wants this project supposed to be implemented within 6 months, right? But by looking at the size of the organizations and all, and these senior people are there, they'll be having like all the ideas and all, and they'll say like they'll always try to extend the time at least. So they'll say, okay, it can be done in no, we can done it in 8 months or 9 months or something. So negotiations will take place. Okay, let's suppose 8 months is finalized, right? If it is going to be extended, then client will say that then we are going to charge certain penalties, right? Multiple such kind of terms and conditions. What about the amount? How it is going to be released? So client will say in every after completion of every phase, I'm going to release, let's suppose 20%, 20%, 20%, like that. Okay, so these all things are going to be discussed. Even there'll be a thing called enterprise structure. What is this enterprise structure, guys? There'll be a separate class. The first practical session is going to be started from enterprise structure itself. So those things are also going to be discussed at that point of time itself. Okay, so don't worry, it is going to come after this session. So these things are going to be discussed with the client, guys. Okay, and then finally what will happen once this all discussion happens, then the client is going to release certain token amount, in the sense advance amount. Okay, advance amount is going to be released to the client, and then finally it means the project is finalized and the project is already handed over to the Wipro Technology, right? Formally in the sense, like, since we have received certain amount also, some certain check also. uh, so now what is happening, guys, once the project is handed over to Wipro Technology. So Wipro Technology means what? Now, as I said, like different zones are there, right? So every zone will have one particular zonal head. Zonal head. Zonal head means, let's suppose this project belongs to, like, let's suppose it belongs to, its corporate office is there in New Delhi. So it is going to be part of whatever North Zone zonal head is there. It is going to be handed over to that guy. So it is called zonal head, or it is called delivery head also. Okay, different organizations will have different designations. Zonal head, delivery head. Now, or zonal manager, delivery manager. Okay, so now here what is happening is, it is handed over to delivery manager or general manager or zonal head or delivery head, whatever it is. Now, so this one zonal head will be having multiple projects. Let's suppose 10 projects is already there in his hand. It's already running for the North Zone. Now 10 plus 1. So it becomes 11. So now zonal head means what? Will have overlap of this project. But now what is happening, guys? Zonal head is, once the project is handed over, it came into hand of this zonal head and all. The first thing is going to be done by zonal head or zonal this delivery manager is that is going to be, he or she is going to hire a project manager. It means journal head is going to hire a project manager. So a project manager is going to handle this entire project, whatever this Tata Motor project is there, right? For that, a manager is going to be appointed, and this project manager will be all in the sense like the head of this project, this particular project, right? Now, so we can say, like, if you talk about journal head, like this is prime minister, and here it is project manager means chief minister, head of the state, right? Now, so now here, uh, journal head, okay, journal head is appointed a project manager. And then what will happen, guys? Once the project manager is appointed, then project manager is going to visit the client location. Project manager is going to visit the client location. Now, so as I said, like, let's suppose this Tata Motor, the implementation is going to happen here, and a deadline is given like 8 months. Okay, deadline is given like for this project implementation is 8 months. Now the question is, what about this deadline, when it is going to be started, right? So even now, so as per negotiations, what is happening? They will say that the moment project manager is going to visit the client location and all, from that day onwards, the deadline is going to be started. So once the project manager got appointed, and once the project manager visited the client location, who is the client here, guys? Tata Motor is the client, right? Who is doing implementations? Let's suppose Wipro Technology is doing implementations. Okay, Wipro Technology is going to do this implementation, say for example, just assume. So for this is the company which is doing implementations, and this is the company where the implementation is going to be done, right? So for Wipro Technology, who is the client? Tata Motor is the client. It is quite simple to understand. Now, what is the deadline is given by client, that within 8 months this project must be implemented. In the sense, this SAP must be implemented in Tata Motor. So now what is happening, guys? Once the project manager got hired, in the sense appointed, then the project manager is going to visit the client location, and from that day onwards, client is saying that our countdown begins. In the sense, now from today onwards, we are going to count our 8 months, and exactly you have to deliver this SAP exactly after 8 months. Okay, if in case any delay is happening, then that is going to be subjected to this, what to say, penalty and all. Now, so once the project manager is appointed, then what is happening, guys? Then this project manager is going to, whatever this deadline has been given by client and all, first of all, project manager anyway is going to segregate this entire project in certain phases. And what are those phases, guys? Then it is going to be 5 pages. This is standard phase, guys. It's not like the project manager is going to segregate this project in 7 phase, 8 phase, or 4 phases, or 2 phases, or 3 phases. Always it will be 5 phages itself. SAP has already delivered this ASAP methodology, and for every page, certain activities are there, which is also defined, which is also given by SAP also itself, that in this page we must have to complete these many activities. In second phase, we must have to complete these many activities. In third phase, we must have to complete these many activities, right? So now once the project manager got appointed and all, then project manager is going to segregate this entire project in certain phases, and for every page, certain deadline is going to be decided. Page number 1 must be completed in 1 month. Let's suppose page number 2 must be completed in 2 months. Page number 3 must be completed in 3 months, like that. Certain, what to say. So now project manager is going to segregate this entire project in 5 pages and all, and then certain deadline is going to be also given for every page wise. So now here, once the project manager is appointed, and once project manager reaches at client location, then what is happening, guys? Project deadline is started, and this ASAP in the sense project phase is also going to be started there itself, right? Now the entire project is segregated in 5 phases. Look at here. The first phase is project preparations phase. So what is happening in this phase, guys? During this phase, the team goes through initial planning and preparations of this SAP project. Now here right now what is happening, guys? Not a team, because right now only one guy is the project manager. So first of all, he has to plan for what? Team size and team member. Since as I told you guys that project manager got appointed and alone he cannot do the implementations at all, right? So project manager need a team. Project manager is just like is going to monitor this entire project, right, progress and all, and so a team is required. So what should be the team size? How many members are required to implement this entire project, right? Let's suppose team size is like, let's suppose 40 members are required. In order to complete this project in what to say 8 months, 40 members are required. So again the question is who these all 40 members are, right? How he is going to get those 40 members? So in first phase, what is happening, guys? Is going to decide the team size and team member. Okay. Then project planning. Project planning is nothing but multiple things are there, guys. Like about the deadline of this project, how many, what to say, this one. Project planning could be multiple things. First of all, like, okay, phase number 1, how much deadline? Phase number 2, how much deadline? Right? Apart from this, multiple other things. Multiple other things means multiple documentations will take place. What should be the nomenclature of this, documentations and all. Initially itself, project manager is going to decide. Apart from this, approval matrix for those documentations, like who is going to approve these all things and all. Escalation matrix in the sense, like in case of multiple things will come into picture, guys, like let's suppose we will be having discussion with the client. Let's suppose if the client is not that much responsive and all, then what will happen, where we are going to escalate these all things. So multiple such kind of plans are going to be about certain like status review meeting, when it is going to become conducted, whether every week or every alternative day, every Friday, every Saturday, like that. Multiple this plans are going to happen. He's going to prepare these all plan and all. Then kickoff meeting. Kickoff meeting is what, guys? This is internal meeting, we can say. Okay. First of all, we'll talk about this team size and team member. Let's suppose team size decided that project manager needs 40 member to implement this project. Now, how he is going to get this 40 member, guys? Okay. So most likely, what is happening? Most of the people will be there. He can find within the organization. Okay, within the organizations means what? Let's suppose Wipro Technology is having hundreds of projects. Several projects are there, right? And several employees are also there. Let's suppose there are a total number of 10,000 consultants are there, or 6,000 consultants are there, right? So now what is happening? Let's suppose there is a particular project where like 300 consultants are working in that project. Now what is happening? The project contract was over and the client is not going to continue with Wipro Technology because during bidding and all it went to Infosys, right? So now what is happening? All of a sudden this entire 300 people become free. Why? Because they are not having any activity to perform. So it doesn't mean that company is going to send them out of the organizations because right now there is no work. No, not at all. These people are going to get the salaries and all, everything will be there free of cost, in the sense until unless they are going to get the new assignment. So new assignment means, as I told you, this is a huge organizations. They'll be having multiple projects. In every project, certain requirements will be there. So it may take a month, 2 months, 3 months to adjust these all people somewhere. And even like as I told you that project means it went somewhere. So even new project also will be there in pipeline, because they are also having sales marketing team, they are also having resource management team. So resource management team is going to adjust these all people. So now what is happening, guys, once the project went outside somewhere, so entire 300 people become free. So become free in the sense their profile now is the part of free pool. Okay, on internal portal, whatever the internal portal is there for every organization, internal portal will be there, guys. In that there'll be a free pool where like this entire employee's profile will be visible. Let's suppose it will be like A, B. Okay, it will be like this. Name of the candidate. Let's suppose like the respective module. Like that, whatever module experience they are having, those module is also going to be appeared. Here they'll be having like total experience, overall experience, how many experience are there, right? Likewise, whatever experience are there, that is going to be here. So now guys, so likewise in free pool, multiple profile will be there, not only one or two guys, multiple profile will be there. Why? Because always, like projects will keep on going and projects will keep on coming also, right? So this project rotations will happen. Certain project from Wipro Technology went to Infosys, but certain project from TCS it is coming to Wipro, right? In TCS also certain project they are also going to win the bid from Accenture or some other organization. So it will keep on coming and going. So now here what is happening, guys, from free pool, first of all the project manager is going to check, okay, how many candidates are there in free pool, okay, and from free pool he is going to shortlist certain candidate. Okay, now so free pool means, let's suppose what he found that okay, for every module I need at least one senior and one junior consultant. So in FI, what happened, like there is Mr. A and there is Mr. E. So this guy is a senior consultant and this guy is a junior consultant, right? So likewise he is going to shortlist certain profile, and then project manager is going to inform these people that hi, this is XYZ and we recently what to say, win the bid or bidding for the so and so organization. So this project, this is an implementation project, it's a great opportunity, would you like to join this project and all. So guys, now here it depends upon the consultant. Let's suppose Mr. A, let's suppose if you are at the place of Mr. A, your profile is there in free pool, it's up to you guys, you can accept or reject the project. There are multiple people who is having location constraints and all, right? In the sense like somebody is from New Delhi and the project belongs to Bangalore. They don't want to switch from Delhi to Bangalore. So what will happen? They can turn down the offer. No, I'm having some particular location constraints and all due to certain personal reasons, so I cannot be part of those projects. You can turn down the offer. You can reject the offer. Okay, but rejecting the offer doesn't mean that every time you are going to reject the offer, guys. You will be having certain options you can reject, like some organizations is like 4 offers, initial 4 offers, initial 5 offers. Let's suppose we predict like initial 5 offers you can reject. 6th means you must have to go, or else you have to quit the organization. But generally such kind of situation never appears. Why? Because as I told you, every organizations are having resource management team. So these people are already like they know your preference and all. They will be having list of all these things. So as per, and every locations multiple projects are there. So as per the candidate preference, they are going to adjust the projects and all. So now here what is happening, guys, from free pool project manager, but still there are multiple people who is interested to work for implementation project. Why? Because even if you work 10 years for support project and all, you cannot say that you become perfect. Why? Because support means limited number of issues are appearing or coming, right? So if you got let's suppose any error which is related to topic A, so what will happen, you will do some research about topic A and then you are going to solve it. Now next time you got error related to topic K, so again you got some little bit idea about topic K and you solve this error. Likewise we are having topic X. So here what is happening guys, from a particular topic you're having this error and all, you'll be having some small idea about this one just to resolve this error and all. But if you talk about the implementations means all the topics are there, A to Z, right? So now here entire things, whatever things you are not, let's suppose you haven't learned in 6 years, 7 years of your support durations, more than those you are going to learn in 8 months of implementations, right? That is why the people who is having some experience and all, they would like to go for this implementation so that at least they can add this project in their resume and all. Now anyway, so here project manager is going to find out what project manager is going to find out certain profile from this free pool and all, and whatever, let's suppose total 35 we found from free pool. Now whatever remaining 5 people are there, that can be, that he is going to go for those people, he is going to go for external recruitment through this job portals and all. So external recruitment is happening. So now here what is happening guys, this is how project manager is going to decide. First of all, team size decided, team member also he or she got. Now what next? Then project planning, already I explained. Okay, planning about the project, how it is, how smoothly it is going to proceed further and all, right? So, and apart from this, we are having kickoff meeting. Kickoff meeting means what? Let's suppose 90% of the consultant, they have already visited the client locations, they have reached the client locations. So in that case, what is happening guys, one internal meeting is going to be conducted. This is a kind of introductory meeting guys, means everybody are going to give about their introductions and all, because people are coming from multiple different locations, right? Personally we don't know each other and all. So it is a kind of introductions meeting where everybody are going to introduce their experience, like they belong to which module and all, working as a senior consultant, and even people are going to explain their hobbies and all, just kind of fun and all, right? And then so this is introductory meeting guys, where, and even finally what will happen, your project manager also will come at last. That guy is also going to give his introductions and all. And then apart from this, certain explanations, okay, what is this, what is the nature of this project, that everybody knows that this is an implementation project, but it is formally is going to explain, okay, this is the nature of this project, this is the expectations from the client, this is what the deadline is given by the client, right? These all things are going to be explained by project manager, right? So once this meeting is, kickoff meeting means what guys, this kickoff meeting is like, if you talk about a match, football match, okay, just give me a second guys, just give me a second. Okay, so kickoff meeting means what guys, during, let's suppose as I said, like during football match, what is happening, how the match is going to begin. So there will be like, whoever the captain is there from one side, whoever is going to win the toss is going to kick out the ball, right? Hit the ball and match is going to begin. So here kickoff meeting means what? After this meeting, what is happening, guys? So till now, what is happening, guys? Here internally itself, all these things, there is no involvement of client, right? So once the kickoff meeting is there, once the kickoff meeting is done, then everybody are going to become active, and these people are going to start perform their whatever the activities are there. Okay, so this kickoff meeting means internal meeting. Once this meeting is done, then what is happening, guys? First phase is over. The first phase is over. Now we are going to move to the second phase, which is called blueprint phase. It is also called business blueprint phase. It is also called BBP phase. Okay. So now what is happening in BBP phase, in the sense business blueprint phase or blueprint phase? So look at here, in this phase, consultant will have a discussion with their respective department member, that is called core team member. This is the standard word, guys. Core team member is the standard name throughout the world. It is applicable. Okay. Organization specific, the name could be different. I'll explain what is this core team member. I'll let you know. So they're going to have a discussion with the respective department member regarding the business process. We'll record the entire requirement in a document which is called blueprint document. I'll tell you, now we went to implement what is this SAP in Tata model. What implementations are going to happen? What we are going to implement over there, right? So of course SAP is supposed to be implemented. So we have to do configurations. What configurations is supposed to be done, right? So configuration doesn't mean that once we reached, we started doing configurations. First of all, we need to know how many processes are there, like which processes are going to be what activities are going to be done by Tata Motor finance team, because as a finance consultant, we have nothing to do with other modules and all, right? We have to do with finance module, finance department itself, because whatever activities these people are going to perform in the legacy system, let's suppose Tally or Oracle or whichever ERP they are using. So whatever activities are going to be performed in legacy system, the same activities they would like to perform in SAP also. So those things, let's suppose in legacy system, in the sense in Tally, they are posting invoices, customer invoices, vendor invoices, credit memo, payment, right? Even like multiple reminder letters are going to be generated and it is going to be sent to the customers for the payment reminder, right? Petty cash related transactions are there, in the sense cash based transactions are happening for that. Whatever the things are there, they're doing in their legacy system and all. So these all things are supposed to be mapped in SAP. Right. So first of all, we need to list down the activities which is being done over there, right? So how it is going to happen, guys? Of course, we will have to have discussion with somebody. Okay. Now, if we talk about the discussion with finance team, doesn't mean that we are going to discuss with everybody. In finance team, let's suppose there is a team of 150 people or 200 people, then it doesn't mean that we are going to discuss with all 200 people, right? So now what is happening? Tata Motor management is going to appoint a particular person. That person is a contact person for us. Let's suppose if I need any information related to the finance activities and all. So now we are not going to find out who is the correct person to discuss this requirement, right? We need certain input. So we don't know who is the correct person. So we are having a particular contact person from finance team. So Tata Motor management is going to appoint a particular person. This person, we can say, is the representative of this finance team. That person is going to represent the entire finance team, right? So that particular person is called core team member, CTM. This is the short form, right? Even multiple people are going to give a multiple name. Like if you talk about my first project, so we were not saying CTM. CTM, core team member, is standard. What is this one, right? We said like expert. Sometimes people say champion. Different name, but these are the customized name, we can say, guys. But the standard name is core team member. Core team member means person who is going to represent a particular team. Okay, and that person itself is a key contact person for us to get any inputs related to the process. So here in this page, what is happening? Blueprint page, we are going to have a discussion with the respective department member, in the sense with the core team member, regarding business process. Whatever discussions are happening, right? If the client is going to say, if the client is saying that, okay, these are the activities which is being performed, okay, and even they are having certain additional requirement also. So whatever existing is there, whatever additional requirement is there, right? These all things are going to be discussed, but it doesn't mean that we are going to, okay, client has explained what is explained, these all things verbally, and we have also listened and we said like, okay, yes, we are going to deliver, and we came back and we started doing our what to say configurations at all. No, because there is no proof of these all things, right? So what is happening, guys? Whichever requirement we are receiving from client, right? Whatever discussions we are happening, whatever client is explaining about the process and all, so these all things are going to be documented, right? So that document is called blueprint, right? So in that blueprint document, whichever things we have specified, those things are only going to be delivered. Apart from this, we are not going to listen even a single statement also, right? So now here blueprint is going to be prepared. Whatever the existing process is there, whatever the additional requirement is there, these all things are going to be specified in a document, and that document is going to be called as blueprint document. So once the discussion, like during discussions, let's suppose once the discussion is over, we have prepared a document. That document is called blueprint document. So what is happening, guys? This blueprint document is, once it is prepared, and there will be what to say, one more session, guys. Types of document prepared by functional consultant. There I'll explain. There I'll show you how this blueprint looks like. Even before blueprint, there are few more documents which need to be prepared. But again, that is going to be explained in details in upcoming sessions. Don't worry. Okay, so in blueprint document, what is happening? As per our discussions and all, we are going to specify all the process which is supposed to be delivered, and even certain additional requirement is there, that is also going to be what is specified in blueprint. Even there are certain things which is not possible to deliver, that is also going to be specified in blueprint, guys, under a different section that is called gap, or it is called functional deficit. What is this will be explained in details. Okay, now so we are going to have a discussion with the client. We are going to have a discussion with the client, in the sense discussion with core team member regarding this business process. Okay, we'll record this entire things in a document. That document is called blueprint document, guys. After, once we prepare this blueprint and all, then what is happening, guys? Now it doesn't mean that we are going to proceed further. We are going to move to the third phase and all. First of all, we need approval. We need approval for this blueprint. We have to present this blueprint in front of client, saying that now you just have a look and you say whether you are agreed or not, right? So now what is happening, guys? Let's suppose we have prepared a blueprint. So even this document, blueprint document, will have certain name, right? Let's suppose we are having like name like, okay, Tata Motor, which that is blueprint document. Okay, blueprint or business blueprint, right? Certain version name will be there, version 1.0. Okay, let's suppose this is the name of this document. Okay, so now what should be the nomenclature and all? As I told you guys, these all things are going to be decided earlier itself by project manager under this project planning activity, right? So now here everybody has to follow this nomenclature. Let's suppose, and even like there'll be one more thing. From which module? So this is for FI module. Okay, this is how. So nomenclature, these all things will be decided by project manager initially itself, and based on that we are going to. So once we prepare a blueprint document, this name is given, and this is going to be sent to the client for approval purposes. Client is saying that not approved. Okay, client is saying that it is not approved. Now not approved. Now again, what is happening, guys? They are going to recommend certain changes. Okay, in the sense your core team member is going to have a look, and they are going to specify certain things. We have incorporated the changes. We have made certain changes in the blueprint, and now we are going to change the version. This time also client is saying that no, this is not approved. Then what will happen? Then once again they are going to recommend few more changes in terms of anything. Let's suppose they are saying this time that no, this accounting entry is not correct. Okay, instead of this one, it should be this one, right? This 3 line or 4 line you have specified, kindly remove this one, right? So multiple things, even small alignment related things are also there. Sometimes what is happening, there are certain people who is going to have a look on those things also. So let's suppose they are saying that this is also not approved. Then once again we have added the, whatever required changes are there, those things, and then finally client is saying that approved. Okay, I'm just typing in shortcut, guys. Don't have a look on this spellings and all. Now, so client is saying that this is approved, right? So let's suppose then what will happen, guys? Once it is approved, then we are going to take out the print of this blueprint and we'll keep in front of client to for the sign off. Sign off means now once it is approved, then we'll take a printout and we are going to say that now you have to put your signature. Not only client, from client side, whoever the core team member is there, that guy is going to put the signatures. And apart from this, even from there'll be a project manager from client side also. What I said, like let's suppose escalation matrix. In the sense, escalation matrix means what? If the core team member is not going to respond you on time, then where we have to we should have certain like a point of contact where like we can escalate these things and all. So you can escalate to your project manager and your project manager is going to contact to the client project manager and all. So in that case, it's their decisions whether they are going to ask these things from the core team member, or else even sometime what happens, they change the core team member also. If somebody is like, there are certain people, if they're not doing cooperations with the particular consultant and all, then in that case 100% it's sure that the project is going to be delayed. So in that case they are going to change the core team member and all. So now what is happening, guys? Let's suppose once it is approved, then we are going to take the printout and the project manager from their side, core team member from their side, even senior consultant from this let's suppose Bbp Technology is doing this implementation. So senior consultant of senior FI consultant, in the sense finance consultant of this Bbp Technology, junior consultant of Bbp Technology, and project manager of Bbp Technology. So total 5-6 people will be there in the loop, guys. These people are going to put their signature on the blueprint, and this is how what will happen. We can say now this is the final blueprint and all, and based on that we are going to proceed further. In the sense, now based on this blueprint, it means once the blueprint got signed off, guys, then what will happen? It means the requirement is freezed. This requirement is freezed. Now here there will be a question that which version of blueprint we are going to send to the client for the sign off purpose. What is the answer, guys? Which version of blueprint we are going to send to the client for sign off purpose? Anyone just let me know. Tell me, guys, which version of blueprint we are sending the client for the sign up purposes?
1.2.
1.2. Any other answers? Even here, chat box is also there, guys. You can type. So everybody is saying 1.2, 1.2. Okay. So guys, generally it is not 1.2 here. Look at here, there is an answer given by, okay, everybody is saying 1.2, 1.2. Now, so there is an answer given by Bala. It's 1.2, which is approved by client, right? So this is called, so you can say the version which is approved by client. It could be 1.2, it could be 1.3, it could be 1.4, right? So 1.2, 1.1 cannot say. Here we can say like whichever version which is not approved is called draft version. right? Unapproved versions are draft version, but whichever is approved is called final version. This is called final version. So what is happening, guys? The final version of blueprint is going to be sent to the client for sign up purpose. Right? If somebody asks which version, of course it was asked earlier during interview that which version of blueprint, because what is happening, like let's suppose if you're going to show implementations and all in the experience, then what will happen? People will ask like, okay, if you're the part of what to say implementation project, then you might have written the blueprint also, blueprint document also. So you tell me which version of blueprint we are going to send to the client for sign up purposes and all. You have to say always final version, guys. Okay, whatever the approved version is there, that is only going to be sent to the client for sign up purpose. So this is what we are doing in what to say blueprint phase, guys. As I told you that in blueprint, like how this blueprint, what is the blueprint all about, how it is going to be prepared, how does it look like. Again, there will be a particular session on this one called types of document prepared by a functional consultant. They are not only blueprint, guys, there are certain other documents also which we are going to discuss. Why? Because if you talk about like whoever the candidates are taking this training in the market, right? So see, the thing is like little bit, everybody will have little bit ideas and all, but once the interviewer is going to ask, okay, have you prepared the blueprint or not? I'll tell you guys, 98% of the people will not be confident at all, and that could be a reason of their rejections, right? Multiple fields, multiple things are going to appear in this blueprint and all. So I'll explain, I'll show these all things one by one, line by line, everything I'm going to show, and this is how you guys will come to know that what is this blueprint, how it is going to be prepared, what are the fields which is appearing, right? How we are going to get these all informations and all. Because once you're having those idea, once you're having those what to say knowledge and all, then only you guys are going to be confident enough during interview, right? So if we have to do certain things not for the sake of formality, guys, if we have, or if you have, if I'm going to explain all things in details, then you guys will be having a perfect idea, and then the difference you will feel at the time of interview. Okay, so if you have perfect idea, you guys will be quite confident during interview. So these all things one by one, because recently just this is the second lecture only, this is the second class itself. Multiple things which will come into picture, guys. There are multiple scenarios also once we start the practical session, right? There are multiple scenarios which you will never find anywhere. Okay, so those scenarios also will be covered in this, and this is how you guys are going to be unique compared to whichever the competitors, your competitors are there in the market. Okay, so one by one, these all things will be covered. Initially I explained, if you talk about practical sessions, that is going to be explained. First of all, theoretically I'll explain about that topic, practically also will be explained about this topic. Configurations, testing, everything will be there, and multiple scenarios are going to be discussed, guys. In every topic we are having certain scenario, so that is going to be discussed one by one in upcoming sessions. So that's all in this session, guys, and that's all for today.